The stock market made a rebound attempt today, the 25th of May 2022. There were some fits and starts in that attempt, but ultimately it was a successful one, gaining some steam after the release of the minutes for the May FOMC meeting. Each of the major indices ended the day higher, yet the performance edged clearly went to the small cap and mid cap stocks over the larger peers. The Russell 2000 increased by 2%. Is that the case? Yes, roughly 2%, actually 1.95%. And the S&P mid cap 400 index increased by 1.9%, and the S&P itself, S&P 500 gained 0.95% versus gains of 1% for the S&P 500, or 0.95, and 0.6% for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Some speculative trading action and short covering activity bolstered the performance of the smaller capitalized stocks. But to be fair, today's session was a predominantly rebound-minded bias that saw the majority of stocks attract some buy-dip interest. The interest was evident in the advance decline line, which favored advancing issues by a nearly 4-to-1 margin, and the NYSE and a better than 2-to-1 margin for the Nasdaq. Notwithstanding the broad-based gains, the stock market did not exercise its fundamental demons. Growth concerns continue to persist, evidenced by some weaker than expected durable goods orders for April. No growth in weekly mortgage purchase applications. Luxury home builder Toll Brothers gained 8%, acknowledging that demand has moderated over the past month, and Dick's Sporting Goods issuing a financial year 2023 earnings per share guidance well below the consensus estimate due to the expected impact of evolving macroeconomic conditions. Those concerns, though, were set aside as the market participants looked intent on forcing a rebound effort. That intention was most evident in the consumer discretionary sector. You can see that it gained at 2.78%, which has been the hardest hit sector this year, and which shook off the warning from Dick's Sporting Goods, unlike past sessions when it reacted decidedly negative to disappointing guidance. Most sectors ended higher. The lone laggards were the utilities. They lost 0. Let's get what the figures. Utilities in the US lost 0.06%. Industrials 0.02%. Industrials. It ultimately gained 0.64%. Energy sector gained roughly 2%, and the information technology sector 1.21%. Okay, the energy and information sectors fell in line behind the consumer discretionary sector as the best performing sectors. Gains for the remaining sectors range from 0.04% to 0.09%. Later in the day, the S&P 500 reflected with 4,000 stopping just short at 3,999.33. The latter marked the high of the day, and it was locked roughly an hour after the release of the FOMC at 2 p.m. Eastern US time. Market participants were presumably heartened by the notion that Fed members want to move expeditiously to neutral rate in a bid to quell inflation pressures, and that moving there quickly could allow the Fed possibly to pause its rate hikes later in the year to assess the effects of policy firming. It is highly debatable that a neutral rate in the neighborhood of 2.5% will be high enough to quell inflation pressures, but it was just enough of a carrot to create some trading excitement in the afternoon session. Notably, a 2-year note yield barely budged after the release of the minutes, standing its ground at 2.5%. Meanwhile, stocks finished off their highs on some renewed selling interests over the last 45 minutes of the trading. Okay, so let's straight away we can see the S&P 500 gained roughly 0.95% and closed at 3978. Okay, that's where it has remained all through this post-market session. And we have GME, some of stocks we are watching, gained 29.19% and has lost 1.88% in this post-market session. Let's see whether there are technical opportunities there. What the technical opportunities are for Gamestop. Okay, short-term bullish, MACD probably rose above its signal line. Momentum on the move as well. Price crossed above its 21 day moving average. Bullish signals. Okay, so was there any news concerning GameStop? Okay, there isn't any news as such. No particular material news. You can see 9.9 million shares across the tape. $206% gain for the $90 calls, amongst other ones. But this is on a day that gained 29.19%. So you would expect the calls to show a lot of gains, and that's definitely what happened. AMC, let's see. Yeah, we have a target on AMC. Okay, so AMC gained 14.34%, down 1.94% now. Let's see the same news as well. GameStop meme stocks higher today rather. Retail inflows at nearly all-time high despite market turbulence. Individual investors are buying stocks at a pace akin to the 2021 meme stock frenzy, even as the returns on retail investments sit at multi-year lows amid a widespread sell-off on concerns about rising interest rates. Vanna Research said retail investors bought stocks worth $47.6 billion during a 3-month period ending on May 24th. That was yesterday, and a $1.3 billion a day on average, compared with a net purchase of $80.6 billion or $1.32 billion a day between January and March 2021. Vanda data showed the investors last year shot to fame when they banded together on online forums to fuel gains in highly shorted GameStop and AMC Entertainment and others that cost hedge firms billions of dollars. However, shares of retail darlings have since plummeted. GameStop has lost about half of its value over the past year, and AMC a quarter, compared to the S&P 500 that has only lost 6%. So yeah, that's amongst other things what's going on. And let's get the volumes for AMC. If you want to see the targets for these stocks, you find a video we published earlier on today, and you find the targets we have for AMC and GMC and GME. Okay, AMC, the gains were not as high as those of GameStop. So let's quickly have a look at Snap rebounded from yesterday's low of yesterday's loss of 43%, just as we predicted. So it's a rebound today, gained 10.71%, has lost 0.71% now. And what do we have? Twitter shareholders meet amid Elon Musk's takeover drama. Okay, let's see. Let's see whether we can find anything concerning Snap here. meet all of these things, but all we know for sure is that it is rebounding for sure. Okay, let's get the volumes. 162.739 million shares across the tape. Definitely one of the most active stocks in this session. You can see some gains. The biggest gain I think is the 3rd of June $12 calls, gained 60.97%. Okay, let's quickly jump in and see what's going on with BKSY. We had a target of $2.37 or thereabout, but that target was reached. It exceeded that target. Yes, it has already exceeded our target. So it exceeded it at some point in this session and declined. You can see it reached 2.96 and still above our target of 2.39 or thereabout. I'm not sure, but you see the video we published concerning BKSY. Yes, I think yes, the National Reconnaissance Office offered it a contract. That's why the stock is in a move. But I think even before that, it has also done a good job of stabilizing. It wasn't the underlying trend is a bearish one, but it was stabilizing before this news came out. BKSY stock, Black Sky Technology Inc. So it gained 97%. At some point it was actually more than 97%, and it's up another 8.15% in this post-market session. And the $2.50 calls gained 1,400%. That is for the 17th of June calls. BKSY, one of the most active stocks in this session. Penny stock, optionable, on the move. Okay, let's look at AMD. AMD is again 1.63% and it has declined by 1.96. Okay, Nvidia shares drop on disappointing revenue outlook and China Russia obstacles. So okay, and it says here AMD expands confidential computing presence on Google Cloud. Okay, the volume was 111.602 million shares. Not okay, just no huge, no major gains on its options front, or rather on its call front. Okay, let's quickly look at AAPL. Apple gained 0.11% and has lost 0.19% in this post-market session. There's always a lot of news, or what which is which. Okay, Loop Capital adjusts Apple's price target to $180 from $210. Retrates buy rating. Apple reportedly asks manufacturers to accelerate iPhone development. Apple sleeps and reports China COVID delays iPhone development schedule. Apple's iPhone development schedule delayed by China lockdowns. iPhone development schedule delayed by China lockdowns. Okay, so volume was 92.371 million shares. So let's look at GOVX. GOVX has just persisted. just keeps on extending. Well, finally lost 27.07%. Finally, but that's a huge one. That's a huge loss on the up 1.2%. You never know. It could still begin to spike again in the next trading session. GOVX Labs, today, you can see he has taken advantage of all of these things and has gone to raise more funds. No wonder. GOVX Labs said Wednesday, that's today, that it seeks to raise $20 million through registered direct and private investment in public entity offerings. The biotech company said it has agreed with an unidentified healthcare focused institutional investor to sell 3 million of its shares at $1.65 per share in a registered offering. GOVX said it has also agreed to sell 9.1 million common shares to the investor in a parallel private placement at the same price as it registered direct offering. Additionally, GOVX said it has agreed to provide investor with unregistered preferred investment options to buy up to 12.1 million common shares. The offerings are set to be complete by Friday, the 27th of May 2022. No wonder. Maybe it was pumped up so that this will happen. It definitely has to be the case. It just has to be the case. We just all have to learn from all of these things. You can see that consistently extending more than 7 trading sessions, I believe. Now to date it's down, but still above all of its short and intermediate moving averages. Okay, so that's a lesson. That's a good lesson for everybody. Okay, let's look at STON. STON Inc. or gained 50.22% unchanged in this post-market session. Let's get the news. STON partners enter agreement to be bought by AXA Capital. Okay, that's probably why it was the merger news that prompted that rally for the stock. Okay, so thank you all very much for watching this market roundup.